Hey, hello everybody. This is Bill Apter with an Apter chat out of nowhere, and some new camera here. So if I'm a little out of focus, let's see if I can get us in focus here. Well, we'll correct that for the next one. So anyway, welcome to my live, but will soon be taped report here on OneWrestling.com. I want to thank all you people, by the way, for listening to the Apter Chat, my new podcast, alongside Josh Chernoff, who is my co-host. So thank you all for doing that. And again, I'm trying to deal with this new camera here down here. You know what? Sometimes if you put something in front of the new camera, like this old Wow magazine, it'll bring something into focus. Yeah, that's when I worked for Wow magazine a long time. Oh, there you go. There we go, folks. I'm in focus now. You can see the OneWrestling.com baseball cap here, so that way you don't have to see the comb over that I'm famous for. So I wanted to head over to OneWrestling.com and talk about last night's NXT before we talk about the Survivor Series. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone here in the United States of America. And if you're in Europe or someplace that Thanksgiving isn't celebrated, be thankful anyway every day for everything, everybody you love and everything you've got. So War Games last night, let's go over the results real quickly. In kind of an unscheduled match, sort of. It was supposed to be on the pre-show. Matt Riddle wiped out Cassius Ohno in like record time. It was just a few seconds. By the way, if you see me looking down, I'm on OneWrestling.com reading the results I put up last night. In what I called an amazing 2 out of 3 falls match with lots of interference, Shayna Baszler retained the NXT Women's title against Kairi Sane. 2 out of 3 falls, really, really good match. A brutal battle, and I mean this for sure. So Aleister Black beat Johnny Gargano. And I have to tell you that this match had me on the edge of my recliner seat, up and down and up and down. I mean, there were so many false finishes. You really didn't know until the end who was going to win this thing. And both Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano have to be 2 of the toughest people I've ever seen in a professional wrestling ring. NXT champion, also in an amazing match, Tommaso Ciampa beat Velveteen Dream. And I have to tell you something. I've known Velveteen Dream since he started in Maryland Championship Wrestling as Patrick Clark Jr. And I got to tell you something. He has got, well, both these guys have superstar quality written all over them. It was an excellent match, and I thought so many times that Velveteen Dream was going to realize his dream and become like the youngest champion there at 23 years old, but just a little bit more, and he might have had it. So Ciampa retained his title. The Undisputed Era against Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders. Dunne and Ricochet pinned Cole for the win in probably one of the wildest matches I've ever seen. But then again, it's War Games, so it has to be. It has to be wild. Hello, Jody. And hold on, Papa DeFlo 69. Welcome again. This is an After Chat out of nowhere. It will be put up to watch after this. So let's go right now to the Survivor Series, and it's going to be really tough for the people, the competitors, what they call sports entertainers, to get anywhere near, in my opinion, what NXT was last night. They're going to have to really go out and like Triple H said in the press conference last night, he believes that they definitely will. So let's start at the bottom here. I don't want to start at the main event. Now, these are the predictions from Don Murphy, one of my OneWrestling.com competitors, one of top writers. He's not a competitor. He's not wrestling in it, although I think he'd like to. But let's go over his picks, and we'll see if I agree. And also on the Apter Chat podcast, my co-host Josh Chernoff, so says Chernoff, did his picks. And on the Apter Chat video channel, you can find his picks and some of the history of the Survivor Series in a very humorous way. It's definitely worth the going over there after you watch this. So the pre-show is going to be a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, which is Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. The Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. The B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Lucha House Party, Lince Dorado, Kalisto, and or Grand Metalik. And the Ascension, Connor and Victor, versus Team SmackDown, the Usos, the New Day, Sanity, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and the Colognes, Epico and Primo. And the predictor predicts that the SmackDown team will beat Raw. My opinion, I think Raw is going to beat SmackDown. That's my prediction for that match. WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Buddy Murphy will be defending the WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Mustafa Ali. Great competitors. I'm on a real high about Buddy Murphy right now. He's at the top of his game. Don Murphy, the predictor, predicts Buddy Murphy retains the WWE Cruiserweight title. I concur. Don Murphy, that's both of us who agree that Buddy Murphy will retain this evening at the Survivor Series. Another traditional Survivor Series match will be Team Raw. This is the women. Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka, Natalya, and Ruby Riott, with Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan, of course, against Team SmackDown, Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and To Be Determined. Even with the To Be Determined, Team Raw takes the win, as far as I'm concerned. Team SmackDown defeats Team Raw, so says Don Murphy. Okay, we're entitled to our own opinions. So now let's go to another traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre. Boy, he's gotten so good. Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley. Lashley. With Baron Corbin and Lio Rush. Yeah, they'll be there versus Team SmackDown. The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. I'm going with the McMahon team here. I think Team SmackDown will win that one. I think something's going to happen, of course, to aggravate the situation with Braun Strowman being on that team with Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Ziggler. Just tempers will implode there. Non-title match, the Authors of Pain, who are the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, meet the Bar, SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I say the Authors of Pain. I haven't even looked at Don's yet. They are not, I never could say anyone is ever as good as the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, but these guys have that same fear factor going for them. And the predictor predicts the AOP defeats the Bar. Okay, so we're both in agreement with that one. Let's look at, now this is a controversial one. We all wanted to see Becky Lynch go against Ronda Rousey. And as you know, Becky Lynch was hurt. They broke her face. And she's not cleared to wrestle. She's very upset. She's become, I think, the toughest woman on the women's roster, of any women's roster. I could see her as an MMA fighter. So Charlotte Flair has been handpicked by Becky Lynch to substitute for her. And of course, going against WWE Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. The predictor, Don Murphy, says Ronda Rousey will defeat Charlotte Flair. I think that has to happen in order for us to get Becky Lynch, when she's all put back together again, against Ronda Rousey. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe if Charlotte Flair wins the title from Ronda Rousey, then we get Becky Lynch against Charlotte Flair. Becky gets the Raw title back. Wow, this really would... Anyway, the predictor, Don Murphy, predicts that Ronda Rousey defeats Charlotte Flair. I think by some small percentage, Charlotte Flair, who is an incredible professional wrestler, could win this, but I'm going to go with Ronda Rousey. But remember, I'm kind of thinking in the back of my mind. Now, here's another one that totally changed. As you know, Daniel Bryan defeated AJ Styles for the WWE. Well, it was going to be for the WWE Championship, the heavyweight title. And it was going to be AJ Styles, who was the champion, against the Universal Champion from Raw, Brock Lesnar. Now we've got Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. I'm really nervous for Daniel Bryan because that injury that he had, those series of suplexes could end his career forever. Period. The end. No second chance. I hope that's not going to happen. Daniel Bryan made an incredible showing against AJ Styles. It's a great match. It really was. But I do not see him winning against Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar will retain the title. So, okay, now I'm off of onewrestling.com so I can look at what you people are trying to tell me here. Let me see if I can get the chat box up properly here. Thank you all for just jumping in here. And let's see if I can answer some of your questions. Dave, yo, Dave. Hello, Mr. Apter. Do you think Vince will pull the plug on doing Hogan versus Rusev Day at WrestleMania 35? Yeah, I really haven't heard much about that at all. If it was an actual... No, Rusev Day has its own day. So, no, Hogan's not going to wrestle again in WWE. At least I don't think so. Dave 25, I see your picture credits in WWE 2K19. I'm assuming those are the Shawn Michaels photos. Please let me know because I don't know if I have any other photos in there. William, hello. Yes, William is saying that William McNichol says, I think Dusty would have been proud, and I'm sure that you're referring to War Games last night at NXT, and Cody had said that his dad would have been proud too, because Dusty is the guy who came up with that entire concept of War Games, the match beyond. So yeah, I was thinking about the American Dream. I got to sneak in the invitation. I was thinking about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, if you will, when I was watching that match. Wow, what a show. Mr. Apter, why doesn't McMahon bring back the old Survivor Series team elimination matches and the grand finale at the end of it? I don't know the answer to that. I'll see if I can find out. And he also wants to know, could that turn Becky into a Flair race angle? I'm not sure I understand what your question is there. Brad Nimbus, thank you, Brad, for being here. So happy to catch you, Bill. Hope you're doing well. I am, and I hope you are too. Dan Cove, I don't like the Daniel Bryan heel turn. Yeah, he's, I don't know, it's not really a full, yeah, I guess it is. He's coming across like that maniac, Daniel Bryan. A lot of people don't like that, but maybe this is a psychology move. Talking old school wrestling, a psychological move to throw a little fear into a guy who has no fear, and that's Brock Lesnar. So, Brad, what's the best place to reach you that isn't Twitter? Apter@onewrestling.com is my email address. That's Apter, Bapter. There's no N in it. It's like chapter without the CH at onewrestling.com. And this is how you spell onewrestling.com. It's the number, not the word. A lot of people say, oh, I wrote to you at Apter@onewrestling.com and came back. It's because they're spelling it out as one, but it's Apter@onewrestling.com. Okay, any questions before I sign off here? Mr. Apter, do you think they'll ever do The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? I don't. I know Roman Reigns will come back, but I don't think that'll happen. Harley Race offers cash to anyone to put Flair out like Mia did. Who are we talking about, Mia? Are you talking about Nia Jax? Maybe? Richard Bain, hey Bill, do you think Charlotte has any chance? Yeah, I'm kind of just mixed on this thing because I do think she has a chance, but I don't think she's going to win. There's going to be some sort of controversy that's going to go in there that's going to make sure that we get that Becky Lynch Ronda Rousey match eventually. So Jody, I miss Roman Reigns too. Yeah, a bounty angle. Yeah, it could happen. I mean, that would be a great old school angle, putting a bounty out there. I want to go back for a minute and by the way, I hope you people are listening into the Apter Chat podcast. You can go to the apterchat.com and check it out. We've done about 16, 17 episodes already, and we've had some pretty big names on. This guy Hulk Hogan was on twice. Hollywood Hulk Hogan was on once. Rey Mysterio, Sting, Jim Cornette, Taz. Just go to the apterchat.com and take some time and look down the roster and see who we've had there. But I do appreciate everyone who has been listening to the podcast that Josh Chernoff at So Says Chernoff on Twitter has said. Becky Lynch will turn on Charlotte after the Survivor Series. That's a possibility. Yeah, makes sense. Hey, Bill, do you think Becky and Ronda will happen at Mania? Yeah, if not sooner. If not at the Royal Rumble. Well, thank you, Papito Flower. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you care for me and what I do, and that's very important to me. Thank you. Now, somebody mentioned that they saw that I had, this is early on, Dave25. Dave, you said that I had some pictures at WWE 2019, and I just want to know if that was the Shawn Michaels pictures. So he said I had picture credits in it. So unfortunately, I've been in the wrestling business forever and ever, so to say. But I'm not a big gamer. I've done it. My son Brandon is a huge gamer, but I'm not. So, okay. So, bottom line, as Stone Cold would have said, we're down here at one area of Apter's Alley, and just looking around things down here in Apter's Alley. This is back from the early 70s. This when I was in Japan. Now, here's my question, though. I've been pressing this since the early 70s, and nothing happens. Well, thank you, David Bass. You're number one, too. Everybody that follows me is number one. I really appreciate it. And by the way, if you're not following me at Twitter, I'm at Apter1Wrestling on Twitter. Need to press harder, all right? Ooh, it worked. Incredible. Incredible. Good sense of humor, Brad. So thank you all very much. And Dan, do you think Braun will ever win the Universal title? I hope to hell he does. Mr. Apter, if WWE offered you a backstage role, would you take it? Read my book. I've already done a bunch of things for WWE. And of course, depending upon what the backstage. Why a backstage role? Why can't I be the commish? I think I could do a hell of a job. I was the commissioner of AFA's WXW. I was the commissioner of several federations. Maybe they need to get rid of this Baron Corbin guy and bring in Bill Apter. So yeah, Apter for general manager. Start sending your tweets and your emails to the powers that be at WWE. Tell them what a horrible job Baron Corbin is doing, making decisions, and that I would be the fair guy. No, I would love to work for WWE, and I did for a period of time. I wouldn't want to be a writer for WWE, and the reason being is that's a 24/7 job, and I can't do that at this point. Not 24/7. Bill, talk to Greg Gagne again. Oh, I will do that, Jody. Maybe we'll get him on the After Chat podcast. Would love to see you as Raw General Manager. Yes, I have your vote, David Bass. All right. One of my favorite pay-per-view snacks. Okay. Pretzels, generally Snyder's of Hanover or Sturgis. That's number one. Number two is anything dark chocolate. Number three, if I'm watching it in England, it's Roundtree Fruit Gums. And I always have to have a bottle of my favorite drink, sparkling ice. I drink too much of this stuff. It's my favorite drink. You can find it anywhere in good groceries everywhere. And I love every flavor there. Okay, Dad, I'm trying to think if I have any other snacks that are real. I'm a pretzel guy during the little thin pretzels or the 3 rings. Tom Sturgis, 3-ring mini pretzels. I like that. Tailor-made. Apter, sorry for what? What are you sorry about? Mr. Apter, what's your favorite state in the USA and why? I love every state of the USA. I have not been to a state that I don't like, except a state of confusion. So, no, I really, a dang odo spell, I get that. Oh, my goodness. I'm a born and raised New Yorker living in Pennsylvania. I've been almost all over the United States. I don't have any towns any states that I go like, ugh, I like them all. I enjoy seeing you during the old pay-per-views, on the WWE network, and I've seen you take some hits. I have. Will I be at WrestleCon? Yes, I will definitely be at WrestleCon. Josh Chernoff and I, my co-host on the After Chat, we have a table and might be doing my one-man show there. I'm not really sure. What was my favorite Survivor Series match? Oh, goodness. I don't remember off the top of my head. I've been to so many shows and covered and photographed so much. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a favorite one. So let me pass on that, and I'll get back to you next week on that one. All right. You're awesome, too. Thank you all. I'm going to sign off now because it's 4:07 Eastern Time down here in the back room of Apter's Alley. Back here is my non-wrestling area. That's my singing machine, where every night I go down there, and I've got about 100 karaoke discs. And as you people know, I do like to get out and sing. So if you're having a party or something and you're paying airfare and a fee, I do I do about 70 songs. If you go into YouTube and put in Bill Apter Raps Moon River, you will see me rapping. But just go to YouTube and put in Bill Apter Sings, and you'll see a lot of stuff. Jumping Bomb Angels should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Okay. Mr. Apter, I'm having nachos with salsa dip and cherry. Oh, I love cherry 7-Up. I love cranberry 7-Up for Survivor Series. Brad, peace and love. Bill, take care. You too also, and I might be back after the Survivor Series so let your friends know that I may be back doing a Survivor Series wrap-up later tonight. I'll be doing results on OneWrestling.com, of course, but I may be back sitting here this evening and doing an after chat with all you terrific people. This is Bill Apter, as I always, and by the way, I hope you've gotten my book, Is Wrestling Fixed? I didn't know it was broken. If not, it's time to get it. Great holiday gift. This is Bill Apter, and I'll see you at the matches. Enjoy the Survivor Series.